This is a great comment. It says, thanks for sharing. Yes, we definitely need to use the courts, but soon they too will fail with this administration. And when I saw that, it reminded me of something that my congressperson, Morgan McGarvey, recently said at a town hall that I think it applies to today. That's the context in which he was using it. But if we also look back in history, especially with the Montgomery bus boycott, we could look through that lens as well. So he said, someone was asking in the crowd, what are Democrats doing today to fight back against what's happening? And Congressman McGarvey said, we're going to legislate, litigate, and agitate. And I was like, man, that is such a catchy way to remember that there are really three parts of this puzzle that have to be addressed in order for progress to happen. We rely on our elected officials to legislate and to continue to create and pass laws, litigate, where we're challenging the things that are happening through the court system, and then agitate. And I think the Montgomery bus boycotts falls in the agitate piece of the pie, and we've come to believe, and it's been told to us that we should believe, that the agitation is what led to the legislation and the litigation. But I don't know. I don't know. And I was reading more about the Montgomery bus boycotts, and there have been many pieces of research and articles, and many folks have talked about this. And they've even posed the question, how much longer would the boycotts have gone on if there wasn't this additional, legislation or litigation? What would have happened? And I don't know that we'll never, ever know the answer to that, but I think that we might be able to see that today because there is no litigation that's happening, regarding my world is DEI. So DEI specifically, there's no legislation or litigation that's happening on that front. But I thought that those three pieces, legislate, litigate, and agitate, was a great way to think about not only today, but if we utilize that lens to think about the Montgomery bus boycott, it was, and you kind of have to go in that order. It was the litigation that really led to and facilitated the change. How influential the agitation was, I don't know, but I think that it was the litigation that led the way here. So I completely hear where you're coming from. I completely understand. And hopefully if we address all aspects of the litigate, legislate, and agitate, then we'll be able to get somewhere, even with the court systems as they are today.